Okay, okay. Zu Libodem geroten im Edem seinem, ist schon Rabbi Joshua euch hereingekrochen zwischen die Lomdim und angetan sich als seidene Kapotte anstatt der friedige tuchener Kapotte, was vielleicht trogen, wie es trogen gewöhnlich jeden, was kennen ich, kein Teure. Okay, because of this talented son-in-law of his, Rabbi Yoshua got into the into the in within the scholars, and he put on a silk capota instead of the former cloth capota that he used to wear before. Tuch, a tuch is also a shmate in Yiddish. First I thought it was a shmate dike capote. Maybe it can be read this way. First, that he used to wear like usually is being worn by Jews who don't know Torah. So now he is dressed like a real scholar. Er hat euch ungeheuben reinwerfen Loschen Koidesh wird in seine Rede meiste lamden. He also began to throw in like Hebraic words in his speech, the way a scholar would do. Die Loschen Koidesh Wörter haben sich emes nicht geklebt, aber keiner hat nicht gewagt zu lachen von Nogid. These Hebraic words didn't go along together well, but nobody dared to make fun of the rich guy. By the way, Nagid in Hebrew is also a ruler, not just a rich man, a ruler, a king. Okay. Rabbi Yeshua is bei sich so geduldig geworden, als jeden Rosh Hashanah in der Früh fahren Davenen pflegt sich wegstellen in negidischen Talis, bedeckt mit der silberner Torah, in schneeweißen Kittel und sagen auf den Kohl fahren Amud die Morgenbroches, was gewöhnlich sagt man sie, nicht bezibber. Rabbi Yeshua started to think so highly of himself that on every Rosh Hashanah in the morning, before the service, before the prayer, he used to stand up in his rich talus, which is covered with a silver decoration, and in a long white coat, and he used to say loudly in front of the pulpit the morning prayers that are usually not sung in public. Hat gesagt die Broches mit der starken Stimme, mit der mechayedigen Yom Tovigen Nigen, aber hat gesetzt die Wörter wie ein Bäcker. This is very funny. He he was saying the blessings with a strong voice, with a pleasant holiday melody, but he put the words together like a baker. I guess not like a chazan, not like a rav. anstatt sagen die Broche שלא עשני גוי, oder noch dem שלא sich abgeruht und noch gesagt, עשני גוי. Also, als es ist ausgekommen, als läuft Gott, was hat ihm beschaffen, a Goi. Instead of saying the blessing that didn't make me a goy, that says, "Blessed be God," that didn't make me a goy, he said that Shelo. He said the Shelo, and then after Shelo, he stopped. And then after that stop, he said Asani Goy, so that it came out that he was praising God, that he did indeed create a Goy. Yeah. Yeah. Dasselbe hat getan bei der Broche, כשלא עשני אישה. Was ist ausgekommen, als ist, ja. Kennst du? Laughing is, was ist ausgekommen, als ist ja Anisha. He did the same thing with the blessing of blessed be God that didn't make me a woman, which came out that, that he is a woman. Ihn lomdim und begeneve geschmeichelt über dem Nogitz Amaratzes und gefühlt sich unbequem, was sie dürfen noch sagen, Amen, noch od die Amarotzische Broches. Jews, scholars, educated Jews, they hidingly were smiling at the ignorance of the rich men, and felt very uncomfortable that they had to say after his blessing, Amen, that they had to say Amen after those ignorant blessings. Those really mistaken blessings. Aber keiner hat ihm nicht gewagt zu sagen, but nobody dared say anything to him. Vor ihm keiner ist nicht gewesen, als noch geht wie Rabbi Yoshua, und keiner hat nicht menader gewesen als so viel Holz für den Besam Midrash wie Rabbi Yoshua, und keiner hat nicht gegeben als so viel Kartoffel auf Winter für eure Leid wie Rabbi Yoshua. So nobody dared okay. Okay. Nobody dared tell him anything because nobody was as rich as Rabbi Yoshua, and nobody was pledging so much wood for the study house like Rabbi Yoshua did. And nobody gave as much potatoes for the winter to poor people like Rabbi Yoshua. jeden Jontef, wenn man pflegt dem Aufrufen zu der Teure, Tage zu der größter und schöner und ausgezierter Teure, was allein hat gelost schreiben fahren, was am Midrash, hat eine Sache, Berachs gemacht für sein Weib, Sinn und Töchter und wenn er gewinnt, größer Nedoves. So, uh, every holiday, when he was called to the Torah, indeed to that big, beautiful, and nicely decorated Torah that he himself really donated to write it for the Bet Midrash, for the study house. When he was called, so he made a lot of blessings for his family, a lot of the blessing Mishaberach for his wife, for his daughters, and he was pledging large donations. בעבור שייתן עצים לבית המדרש, der Mishaberach macher zogen mit der gehäubenen Nigen, so that he will give this is a mix, Yiddish and Hebrew, a mix, so that he will donate wood to the study house. Would the person that did the Mishaberach say in a loud voice, in a loud nigun, in a loud melody. בעבור שייתן פרוכס לארון הקודש, so that he would give it's like a screen, I forget the word. I don't hear.
A curtain.
Oh, curtain. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, yeah. That he should give a curtain for the Aron Kodesh, for the place where the Torahs are staying. בעבור שייתן גברותן קצ'קס לקידוש, so that he would give roasted ducks for kiddush. בעבור, so that שייתן מנטלה של סמט לספר תורה, so that he will donate a cover of velvet to the ספר תורה. בעבור שייתן נרות לבית המדרש, צדקה לעניים, so that he would donate candles to the study house, charity to the poor people, and let us say amen. Is this the end? Yeah, Susan.
No, you've got another paragraph.
I got, okay, I'm reading from the computer, not from my books. Okay, Rabbi Yoshua is given stolz mit sein Edem. Besonders der Fall, was hat ihm herabgebracht von so weit in Russland, als von Leben Bialystok. Was in Ländchen hat man gemeint, als die Gegend in ist Leben Same, Peterburg allein. Rabbi Yoshua was very proud of his he was proud with his son-in-law, particularly because he brought him over from such a large distance, such a distant place in Russia, and almost near Bialystok. in Lansing, they were thinking that this neighborhood, this area is near, is almost near Petersburg itself. They had no idea where it is. Okay. They just thought that was it. That was very, very, very far away in Russia. Okay. Yesterday.
Ot bei dem Reb Yehoshua's Litvischen Kestein Edemel, but by Reb Yehoshua's Litvish, his son-in-law that he provides housing to, was hot getrogen die Häusen über die Schier, who wore his pants over his shoes, kurzliche Kapottes und gepresst Kellnerl. He wore short jacket, short capote, and a pressed detachable collar. Hab ich genommen lernen, and that's where I went to study. Matis hat mich schon nicht mischuge. Matis didn't make me crazy. Mischuge gemacht. He didn't make me crazy. Mit die wilde Hismodus, with his wild zeal. Trotzdem hat genommen lernen mit mir Scheiles Vitschuvas. In addition, he studied with me questions and answers from Rabbi Akiva Eger, Dus seinen Gewein schwere Kopfdrehnische Limudim. These were very confusing studies. Zu schwere für a young Jingo. Too hard for a young boy. Hat mich so vermattert mit Otti Scheiles mit Schuvas. He tired me out so much with these questions and answers, as ich hab ungeheben vielen a schwindel in Kopf, that I began to feel dizzy. My head began to be dizzy. Mein Mama hat Meure gehabt für mein Gesund. My mother was worried about my health. Und sie hat gepoilt beim Taten, and she worked out with my father. Ich soll weggehen von Matheson und lernen bei Josele Roskis. That I should leave Mathis and go study with Josele Roskis.
Yeah, one minor thing. Let me just point out, when you had sheer nisht at the bottom of the previous page, it means almost. Matis almost made me crazy. Not he didn't.
What is the word?
Almost.
I can't hear.
Sheer nisht.
Oh, it almost, nearly made me crazy.
Right.
Dus seinen Gewein glückliche Zeiten für mir. These were happy times for me. Josele hat genommen Sachen leicht. Josele took things lightly. Hat gelernt a bissel und bald sich upgeruht. He studied a little bit and then he had to rest. Zwischen ein Daf Gemara und a zweiten, between one page of Gemara and the second one, hat man him reingetrogen der Quickenischen. So between one page of Gemara and the next, they brought him refreshments from the Negidische Kirch, from the rich man's kitchen. Allerlei eingemachts and all kinds of jams and kichela and cookies or cakes. Mit welcher mein Rebbe hat mich mit Kavod gewein, which my rabbi gave in my honor.
Now, Makabed Geven, he handed over to me.
He what?
He honored me with it, but keyboard is a snack.
He honored.
It's treated me. He treated me.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't
And Rebbe here just means teacher.
Der noch pflegt sich gar zulegen auf der Sofa. So after that, he would lie down on the sofa und ich bin derweil gesessen und betracht alle Schönheiten von der negidische Stuhl. And I, meanwhile, sat down and looked at all the beautiful things from this rich man's house. The ois neigsten oif the vent, the tapestries on the wall, der silber in the servant, the napkins, servantes, and the silver threads in the napkins.
I don't think it's silver threads. And I don't think servetka is napkin, but servantka I think must be something else. I'm looking it up. Servantka is a dinner wagon or a tea cart.
Oh, okay. And the
because you serve on it.
And the geschnitzte Leibenkep and the lion's head, the carved lion's head von the dembene Schranken from the oak cupboard und mehr von alt dus junge Weibel Händel, and above everything else, the young wife Händel was hot gebliet in her Schönheit, and she just shone in her beauty. Was guckst du so auf mir, Jehoshua? Pflegt Händel mich fragen mit der Gelächter. So how come you're looking like that at me, Yehoshua? Händel used to ask me with a little laugh. Ich hab gelost die Augen in Busha. I lowered my eyes out of shame. Was min hot mich gehabt by their hand, which they found me out. They grabbed my hand. I would
Isn't it like the English? They caught me red-handed.
Oh, they caught me red-handed. Oh, that's a better translation.
Yeah.
Händel is sich gegangen in Gelächter. Händel just burst out laughing. Hast lieber zu gucken auf schöne Weibel wie auf die Gemorre. You like better to look at pretty young wives more than you like the Gemara. Yehoshua, she's dressing him. Hat sie mich gefragt und mir a Knipp getun in der Back. So that's what she asked me, and she pinched my cheek. She gave me a pinch on the cheek. Ich gedenk noch bis heim a Berührung von ihrer Finger. I still remember today the feeling of her finger auf mein verflammter Back, on my reddened cheek. Bei aller ihrer Gelächterin ist sie, dachte, nicht gewesen glücklich. Despite all her gaiety or her jokes, she, it seems to me, was not very lucky. She was not very happy. You
skipped a line.
Oh, I skipped a line. Sie hat opgehitten ihr Jocelyn. She took care of her Jocelyn. Zugetrunken im Chlore gepresste Nusstichelach. She brought him a clean and ironed handkerchiefs. Mit welcher hat gehad a Teve zu reinigen die leuchtere Gläserlach, with which he had a habit of cleaning the clear glass von seiner Brillen. the lenses of his eyeglasses. Geramd in gold. Oh, and they were decorated with gold, or they had
No,
gold
it's
rims.
framed. No?
Or they were framed with, they had gold frames or gold rims.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, Susan, if it's important, the word Weiblach, you said you like to look at a beautiful wife, but a Weibel is a wife, but also a woman. And here it's
A woman,
schöne
right.
Weiblach, it's beautiful women.
You beautiful
And-
young women. Yeah.
Yeah, also ich gedenk noch behind the Barrierung is like the touch.
The touch, the feeling.
Barrierung is, I believe
Contact.
it's like, Rierenzach is to move, like the movement of a hand.
Yeah,
You know?
barrieren is to touch. So the barrieren is
Touch.
contact.
Touch.
Contact.
The more this is how I read it, touch, yeah. Okay.
Sie hat ihm zugetragen der Quickenischen. She brought him snacks und untergelegt ihm ausgenähte Kischelach, and she Kischelach unter den Kopf, and she put little embroidered pillows under his head, was hat sich oft zugelegt auf der Sofa, the head which he would often lie down on when he would lie down under his head when he lay down on the sofa. I think is that the end of mine?
Yeah. Before you're right, Rieren is to touch. Yeah.
Ja,
Thank you.
okay. Sie hat euch gegräuszt mit sein gewaltiger zierlich Manierlichkeit, mit sein ständigen Putzen sich und fächeln sich. So she also bragged.
Boasted.
Or boasted, okay.
Okay.
Boasted with his very elegant manners, with his constant cleaning and pampering himself, and fechlen sich and shining things. Alles hat geglanzt by dem Yossel, everything shone with Yossel. Seine Brillen und das goldene Keitel von Segerl, his eyeglasses, his spectacles, and the golden chain of his pocket watch. Seine Schich und gepresst Kellnerl, his shoes and his pressed collar, or perhaps it was a starched collar. Und Seidenhittel und das al pagane kirchliche Kapottkelle und die zugeschnittene Nägel von seine schneeweiße weiberische Händler. His silk hat and his short alpaca little capota, and his manicured nails, the manicured nails of his snow white, dainty little hands. So edel und zart wie sein ausgezerrte Guffel ist gewinn sein Stimmele, a Dienst, a leitisch und an edels. As refined and gentle was his emaciated little body, so his voice, his little voice, thin, decent, was thin, decent, and proper. Pflegt sich a viele Waschen mit schmeckedicker Seif, Pulset Seif, was hat übergelost noch sich a reizendigen Geruch. He even washed with a perfumed soap, a pulse soap, which left a very attractive, had a very attractive odor. Chassidim im Beschmedres haben stark gekrimmt mit die Nes über dem goyischen Reich. So the Chassidim in the study house screwed up their faces, their noses, over this goyischen Reich, this Gentile smell. Ja, is gewinn an Edem Atzatzke, or der Yosel Roiskes. Yeah, yes, he was a son-in-law to take pride of, this Yosel Roiskes. Aber ich hab gemerkt, als Händel die kräftige und blutsprotzendike und freudige hat geguckt auf ihm Gicher wie auf ein Kind, oder wie auf ein Mann. But I noticed that Handel, this robust, budding beauty, budding and Frederica, happy, budding beauty, she looked at him more as a child rather than as a husband. Sie ist gewohnt gewesen, bei sich in Haus zu anderen Männern. She was used to having other men in the house. Ihre Brüder, Chaim und Herschel, was beide haben sie gelernt bei meinem Vater, seinen Gewinn gewaltige Heuche, schlanke, Brunetten, Bocherim Geboirim, eins in eins. Her brothers, Chaim and Herschel, were both learnt with my father. They were very tall, slim, good looking, good looking men with brown hair. Giboirim, I'm not sure how to translate the word Giboirim.
Powerful.
Powerful.
Giborim, again, powerful. Giborim is heroes.
Yeah, but heroes.
Yeah,
doesn't really fit. I mean,
yeah,
heroes.
powerful.
Powerful. Okay, one
Okay.
more than the other. Ihr Vater, Hagam von mittleren Wuchs, is aber gewinn a kerndiker Yid. The father, even though he was of medium height, he was a very vigorous man, a kräftiger Waldmensch, a powerful forest person, was hat angeheben von sein Wächter bei Gehilts und der Gangen bis größten Waldhandel. So he began as a watchman of timber, and he became afterwards he became a very big in the trade of the forests. Aber wie soll die Beziehungen sollen nicht haben gewinnt zwischen dem jungen Volk, ist gewinnt damit still und leitisch in dem negidischen Haus, wo ich bin reingekommen, ablernen. But whatever the relationship was between this young couple, it was always quiet and respectable in this wealthy house where I came in to study. Josele hat euch lieb gehabt, lehnen a Zeitung, die hat Sphäre. Und durch der Zeit, was hat gelehnt, bin ich gewinn frei, herumzulaufen und losen sich wohlgehen mit die Englisch. So Josele also liked to read a newspaper called the Hatzfira. And during the time that he was reading, I was free to run around and to have fun with the little boys. Mein Mitlerner bei Josele ist gewinn dem Nogitz Einiko. My fellow student with Josele was the wealthy man's grandson, Nossen David. A Engel in mein Alter, was ist gekommen von Fabrikstätte Leschner zu der Chassene von seinem Mama Händel und ist schon verblieben bei seinen Seiden in Heus, zu lernen Gemorre bei ihr litwischen Mann. So he's studied with Nossen David, a little boy of the same age as me, who came from the factory town of Leschner to the wedding of his aunt, Händel. And he remained with his Zayda at his Zayda's house to study Gemara with her Lithuanian husband. Nossen David ist gewinn ein Engel Blut und Milch mit schwarzer, glanziger Haar und Augen wie alle Kinder und ähnlich von Nogid Rabbi Hoshua. Nossen David was a ruddy, youthful young boy with black, shiny hair and eyes like all the children and grandchildren of the wealthy man, Rabbi Yeshua. Sein Mutter ist gewinn Rabbi Yeshua's Tochter. Sein Vater ist gewinn a Waldhändler in Städtel Leschner, wo es hat sich gefunden a Zuckerfabrik von Millionär Matthias Berson. His mother was Rabbi Yeshua's daughter. His father was a forest trader in the town of Leschner, where there was a sugar factory owned by the millionaire Matthias Berson.
Good. I just point out that blut und milch as a complexion means of a fair complexion. I don't know why blut, but milch would be kind of a fair complexion, but blut and milch is a fair complexion.
Okay.
Thank you for pointing this out, because to me, it seemed like it refers to a brown complexion, blut und milch.
No, I think it's a pale, and when he blushes, you can see it easily. That's the blut.
That's interesting.
So I understood
you know
it
it for sure.
Well, no, I don't have it for sure. This is it's in my dictionary that way. Now, how I got that, I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll continue now. Ottos Städtler Leshne is given a moderns, wo die Negidem, die Waldhändler und Zuckeragenten, seinen Gewinn angesteckt von die goyische Wegen von Millionär Matthias Berson und seiner Leid. This little town, Leshne, it was a modern town where the rich folk, the forest agents, forest traders and sugar agents were influenced by the non-Jewish manners of the millionaire Matthias Berson and his folk und seiner Leid. Nossen David is gegangen sehr schön angetan. Nossen David went about very nicely dressed, mit glanzige Gemsene Stiefelich, with shining, now Gemsen, Gemsen is chamois, it's goat hide, so chamois boots, mit der glanzig Seidenhittele, with a shiny silk little hat. Hat euch gehabt teure perlmutterne Messerlich und Bleistiffelich und alle andere schöne Sachen. He also had expensive mother of pearl little knives and pencils and all other nice things. Indicationis von sein gut genäht Tuchen kaputtgele, in the pockets of his well sewn cloth little kapotte, his jacket. Fleckt mir erzählen wegen dem Leben in sein Städtler Leshne. He used to recount to me about his life in his little town Leshne, wegen die Karettes, in welche der jüdische Poritz Matthias Berson fort, about the carriages in which the Jewish wealthy man, or Poritz, almost nobleman, Matthias Berson, used to travel. Wegen die negidische Waldhändler und wegen sein eigenem Vater, about the wealthy timber merchants and his own father, dem Nogid, ein heint weltigen Mensch, who was a rich man and a modern person of this world. Die fantastischste Sachen hat mir Nossen David erzählt. Nossen David told me the most fantastic things. Mehr wie von als hat gerät wegen Weiber. And more than anything else, he spoke about women. Der Reker wegen die goyische Diensten. Mostly about, or especially about, the non-Jewish servant women. Was haben gedient bei seiner Eltern in Heis? Was haben gedient bei seiner Eltern in Heis, who were serving at his parents' house? Und von die Schkotzim, die Waldhacker, was haben gearbeitet für sein Vater? And also the non-Jewish lads, it's a pejorative term, the woodsmen who worked for his father. Schein auf der Chassene von sein Mummerhändel hat mir gewissen Sachen, von welche ich bin stark nispal geworden. Already at the time of the wedding of his aunt Handel, he was showing me things which amazed me. Nachdem, wie man hat geführt Chasenkala legen führen, und die Gäste seien sich zugange. After they brought the bride and groom into legen führen, that's an expression, I guess, into a cheder hamiyuched, into a private room, and the guests were disappearing. Haben die Kräuvim und Gäste von Kalas Zad besennen sich angekommen von freien Städtele Leschne, genommen machen sich freilich. The relatives and guests on the bride's side, who had come from the free little town Leschne, they began to make themselves happy. Früher haben sie sich gehalten in der Meile, weil Lenschin is given a Frumstädtele. At first, they now halten in der Meile. Meile is an advantage, but what is halten sich in a Meile?
I understood it as they behaved well.
Oh, okay. Because Lenschin, which is where this is taking place, Lenschin, as opposed to Leschne, Lenschin was a pious little town. Aber wenn sie seien geblieben allein, oh, I see. But when they found themselves alone, haben sie ausgeloschen die Blitzlampen und Bochrim mit Meile haben genommen tanzen, Polkas und Walzen. When they were alone, then they extinguished the kerosene lamps, the bright lamps, and lads and women and girls started dancing polkas and waltzes. Nossen David hat sich versteckt mit mir in a Winkel und wir haben alles gesehen. Nossen David and I, we stuck together, I guess, in a corner, and we saw everything. Danach haben sie sich herumgenommen und gekuscht und getrieben allerlei Letztnis und Spaß und Häuser gemacht von die Gäste und gerät nicht koscherer Red wegen Chasenkala and Zer Yachid Stiebel. After that, the young men and young women embraced each other and kissed each other, and they were making all sorts of letztnis and spaß. They were joking about, and they were making fun of the guests, and they spoke not very proper things about the bride and groom in their private room. Einer Heucherbacher mit feierliche schwarze Augen, abgebrennt wie ein Zigeuner, hatte viele vorgelegt a plan. One tall lad with fiery black eyes, with a skin which was burned like a gypsy, even suggested a plan, as me soll sich zu ganvenen zum Jochidstiebel und aufreißen die vermachte Loden. That we should creep up to this private room and rip away the closed shutters. Der Oilem hat gelacht, schier nicht zu platzen. The group of people there were laughing, almost splitting their sides von Otter Hamzoa for this from this invented idea, from this idea. In der Schaffe von abgehubelte Bretter, was man hat aufgebaut, lekove der Simcha. In the a Schaffe here is a hut. I'm just looking it up here. I don't see it.
Chauffeur.
Schaffe. Well, we'll call it a room or a hut of planed boards. Hubelin is planed boards, which they had built in honor of this rejoicement, this simcha, this party.
The party.
Yeah, hat geherrscht a freiliche Zerlosenkeit. So in this this room wherein was gathered, I guess. There was a happy, now Salozenkeit means it's the opposite of
Abandonment.
abandonment. That's a great word here. Yeah, Salozia, looseness of morals. Yeah.
Yeah,
Das kommt
looseness.
on auf Menschen Beischassenes, which comes on to people during weddings. The Leshner light.
Can I just say the
Yes.
word shofar?
Yes.
It's like a barn. It means a barn that they built to house all the guests
I see.
come to the wedding.
I see. Yeah, shafa would be a cupboard, but a
But this
shafa,
is
yeah,
shofar.
this is shafa. Yeah, I don't
Shofar,
see it
yeah.
in the Yiddish Wörterbuch of that I usually look in, and it's not in mine. Okay, thank you.
It's in Bochner and Beinfeld.
Oh, that's where I was looking online. I didn't see it. Let me try using Hebrew letters here. Shafa. Nope. Oh, here it is. Shopeh. Yeah, it's shopeh with a pay. A shopeh is a barn. That's it. Yes. Okay. That's it. Good. Die Leshner Light, the folks from Leshner, freie und kräftige und sorglose, free and powerful and without worry, haben herabgeworfen von sich die Zäumen von der Lenschiner Frumkeit und Kleinstädtlichkeit. They tossed off from themselves, threw off the restrictions of the Frumkeit, the observant character, and the
Religiousness.
religiosity,
Religiosity, okay.
and the small town nature of Lenschin. Nossen David hat mir erzählt, wer mit wemmen es wird Liebes. Nossen David told me who with whom is carrying on love affairs. On allerlei andere Seides, and all sorts of other secrets. I don't want to go too far here. We're okay. Yeah. Was hat gewusst von die alle Menschen, that he knew about all these people. Was meistens seien sie gewesen seine Kräuven, von Vaters oder Mutterseite, who most of them were actually his relatives on either his mother's or his father's or his mother's side. And that's as far as I go.
All right. Was weiter ist die Freundschaft zwischen mir und Nathan David geworden stärker und stärker. So what happens next?
No, was weiter, more and more.
Okay. More and more is the friendship between Nathan, David, and me getting stronger and stronger. Wir haben nicht aufgehört, reden und suden sich. We didn't stop talking and whispering to each other. Josele Roskes hogged Frumer. Hagam Frumer hat sich wenig umgeguckt auf unser Aufführung. So the Yossel Roiskes normally, or although
no, although he was religious,
I know. Yeah. Although he was religious, looked around a little at our performance. Looked over at us.
Looked very little. Looked very little at
I see.
at our behavior.
Okay. Hat Taka gelernt mit uns aber hat sich, Halila, nicht wei getun. He used to study with us, but he had God forbid didn't get hurt by it.
No, he didn't hurt us.
He didn't hurt us. How? Okay.
The idea is the Melamed had the right to beat up the student, but he never did. He was gentle.
Oh, I see. Okay. Hat genommen leicht de
Sorry,
Teure.
can I just interrupt there?
Sure.
I understood that as being he didn't exert himself. He was busy reading the newspaper, and the teacher didn't exert himself terribly much.
I see.
That could be, yes.
Yeah, that
Because
makes
there's a
sense.
sich. Hat sich nicht wehgetan.
Hat genommen leicht de Torah mehr gerut wie gelernt. He took the Torah lightly. He wasn't deeply involved in it, and he slept more than he learned. In Hobdem junge Mann lieb gehat. They say he loves the younger man. He's becoming close with him.
No, I really liked this young man.
All right, I really like this young man. Lieber from ihm hab ich gehat sein Handel. I'm not sure lieber in that.
It's the comparative of lieb. Even more.
I loved more.
Oh, even more than loving him, I loved Handel.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sie ist gewesen mein erster heiße jüngerische Liebe. She was my first hot love of my young life. Ich hab geflammt, wenn ich hab sie gesehen, überhaupt in ein herrig Kleid, was hat noch Boileter. It's a Hebrew root.
Boileter.
Boileter. Rausgebracht ihr kerndicke Weiberlichkeit. Okay. So I had flamed. I got hot. I got
I blushed.
Blushed. Okay. I blushed when I saw her. Overwhelmed.
No, this is especially
in her. Is it a fuzzy dress?
Fluffy, perhaps.
Fluffy. In her fluffy dress. What is only obvious that brought her made her womanliness more alluring. It translates into kind of like a spinning womanhood. Is that what it means?
No,
like
no.
that?
Kerendik is vigorous.
So does he mean by that it makes her more obviously womanly or beautiful?
It brought out, yes. It brought out more obviously her vigorous womanliness.
Right.
It reveals
Yes.
more than it hides her body, basically.
Sie pflegt sich beugen in dreien var gelächter. I'm not. This was not clear to me. Something about like she bent over and with laughter.
Yes.
Okay.
Beugen in dreien. Dreien is thirds. Beugen in dreien is to bend way over.
Okay. She used to bend way over when she laughed. That's I guess the way that I would
That's
see
it.
it. Was lost du rob de Eugen? Yeah, Yehushala. How to pronounce that name? Yoshala?
Yehoshua.
Yoshala. Why are you downcast, Yoshala? Hat sie mich gefragt und Qualen von mein jüngerlicher Busche und Fein, was sie hat,
Aponym.
Aponym rausgefühlt und geweilt sich damit. So she asked me why I'm downcast. She has me. She asked me, and became from brought up my childish shame.
She enjoyed. She enjoyed.
She quelled, we'd say in English.
She quelled. She had.
Oh, I see.
She was enjoying. She
my
was
shame, my childish shame.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I lost my place here. Okay. Ich hab gelitten, schwer, feinlich, geschämt sich mit meiner Leiden und derfahr noch mehr gelitten. I suffered hard, painfully, ashamed with my suffering, and therefore I only suffered more. Einmal, wenn keiner ist nicht gewesen in Haus, bin ich zugegangen zu Händels Kleid dos Horike, was ist gehangen auf a Stuhl in es gekuscht heiß, klammerndig sich in der Horike Schoira mit krampfhafte finger. Okay. One time, when no one was in the house, I went to her dress, the fuzzy dress, which was hanging on a chair, and I kissed it. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And I kissed it. The fuzzy. What is? I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself here. um, cl clinging. I clung to it, to the
Clinging.
fuzzy,
It's directly. It's clinging to.
clinging to the fuzzy object or goods with clutching hands, with clutching fingers. Suddenly, plötzlich, is Händel reingekommen in und mich getroffen, halten Kleid in die Hand. Suddenly, Handel comes into the house and finds me holding on to her, holding her dress in my hand.
Right, past tense. She came in.
She came in and found me holding onto her dress with my hands.
In the hands. Plural.
In the hands, okay. Was tust du? Hat sie gefragt. What are you doing? She asked. Das Kleid ist herabgefallen. Hab ich es aufgehoben. Hab ich gestammelt, roit wie fire. The dress fell down, and I wanted to hang it up again. I stammered.
I picked it up off the Heuben.
There's no try there. I picked it up.
Right. And I picked it up. I stammered, red with fire. Sie hat mich angeguckt mit ihre brennendicke schwarze Augen, gerammt in Gerichte, Bremen und Weiß.
Gedichte and Vies.
Gedichte, Bremen und Vies und sich heuch verander gelacht. Verander gelacht. Beugendig sich schier nicht bis der Erd in ihr lutigen Anfall. So, okay, so she asked me.
No, she looked at me.
She looked at me. Oh, ungeguckt. Yeah, I'm sorry. With her burning black eyes, framed in some kind of eyebrows.
Thick. Gedicht is thick.
Oh, thick, right? Thick. Okay. Thick eyebrows and eyelashes, and she laughed. She laughed again, but louder. Is that what that means?
No, Vernandergelacht is
loudly.
Yeah, heuch is high or loudly here, and
right.
Vernandergelacht is kind of laughed in all directions. There's no English equivalent. She burst into laughter.
Okay, I thought it was like laughed again. But okay.
No, Fernander is like apart. She laughed apart.
Okay. So she burst into laughter. Not bowing.
No, bowing.
And bowing. I see. Oh, Brigandic. Okay. Well, this is Brigandic.
Beugendig sich. Now, schier nicht go together. Schier nicht means almost.
Oh, okay. Almost until she bent down to the earth and had fun making fun of me. Is that what that means?
No. An unfall is kind of an attack of
Right.
laughter. And lustig means, you could say lusty, I guess.
Like a merry attack. She was happy
Yeah, in
to
her
attack me.
in this merry attack, she almost bent down to the earth in her attack of merriment.
Can I ask a question?
Huh?
Vananderlachen is not bursting into laughter. Vananderlachen.
Sure it is. How would you translate it?
Because now you said laughing in all directions, and I read it as bursting. Vananderlachen is to laugh, but vananderlachen is like to burst into that laughter. That's how I read it. Is it correct?
Yeah. Vanander means by itself means apart. So laughing apart. We don't have the expression in English. So to burst into laughter, to laugh until one's coming apart at the seams.
Okay, but to burst into laughter is okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Would you guys like me to finish this? Because
Sure, it's only a few more sentences.
Okay. Well, just that I go so slowly.
That's fine.
Bis der Richtiger
Tanabare.
Yusha dem Rebs Rose hat sie gesagt und verricht sich das Scheitel. Was hat sich ihr verrückt überall Kopf?
Iberen.
Kopf.
That's a contraction for Iber dem.
Okay. Okay. She said, and I'm not sure what.
You're altogether a Tanabara. A Tanabara, literally in the Talmud, means a someone whose teaching
follows the laws.
was not contained in the Mishnah. Bora means outside, and so a Baraisa is a teaching that was recorded in the Talmud that was not in the Mishnah, which is the previous level. And so a Tanabara is literally a teacher of a Baraisa. But in Yiddish, a Tanabara means a smart aleck.
Okay, so
it can also mean a simpleton.
She's making fun of him. You really some kind of a tzaddik, some kind of a sage, a tzaddik of Talmudic proportions.
So, all right. So you think of yourself as a tzaddik, Yeshua the Rov, and she said, Farich means to make right. That's what I mean.
Yes, she straightened.
To fix.
All right, and she straightened her sheitel on her head, made it right on top of her head.
Yeah. Now, Yehoshua Demrovs. So you're a real sage, Yehoshua, right. The son of the rabbi, Demrovs.
Oh, I see.
It's possessive.
Got it. Right, I should know that. Okay. Danach hat sie...
It's ein is der noch.
Danach hat sie mich betrachten vom Kopf bis der Fuß und mich gefragt, bist Chamor Eisel Yeshua. She looked me over from head to toe, and she said I was a donkey.
Well, not quite.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Rachel, you want to translate a Chamor Eisel?
Yeah, here it explains it after the line after Assertment bei uns gerufen eine was Lied Weiber. A chamor in English is an S, right? An animal. And
right.
And Eisel is the same thing. Chamor is in Hebrew, And Eisel is in Yiddish, so it's
But together in
the
Yiddish, it
word
means
is used here twice. The word the animal is twice, and that was what they were calling somebody that loved
Right.
women.
Who liked women, right.
well, not
Yeah.
it's more than that. It's a person, a man driven by sexual drive.
And of course, if he loves
So-
women a lot, so he's
So what would be the term like Chomud Eisel? Just you're an ass. You're
No, in English, you don't translate this directly. You have to say a lech, maybe
A
okay.
skirt chaser.
a skirt chaser. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And okay, that's okay.
a womanizer
Okay.
A womanizer.
in English, maybe, huh?
Yeah, a womanizer, a skirt chaser, same thing.
Okay, yeah,
Meine Backen seien gewähren ein Stück fair vom ihr Gelachter und Chosik,
choizik,
Isaac, my
choizik,
Isaac,
choizik, and that's the end of the
Choizik.
sentence there. Period.
Isaac. Right. My cheeks were on fire or aflame from her laughter and her mockery. Wenn die der Erwachsene Walt bloß gewusst wie ernst, tief und feierlich,
Peinlich.
peinlich. Kinder können lieben und leiden. When the adults
If only.
no, if only.
if only I got what I have written here. If only the adults knew how serious, how deep, and how painful children can love and suffer.